What's going on, everybody? It's Seth Great here, and welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, this isn't anime related. This isn't me trying to paint some grandiose premise about some fictional-based reality or any other aspect for that matter. This is real life. This is my reaction on the fall of Seth the Programmer. So, as we all know, some very shocking events have recently transpired, with Clyde being the catalyst for that, dropping the video where he exposes Seth the Programmer for who he truly is. So, to take you guys through my perspective and how I came to learn about all these things, when Clyde first dropped the video, I pretty much watched it right away. And I must say that I was truly disgusted and I was truly appalled by the things in that video. When Clyde described his life, I was truly disturbed. I can only imagine what that's like. And then to have Seth come into his life and exploit the mental struggles and mental weaknesses that Clyde had to squeeze every fucking penny and ounce of life out of him to make some money and gain some clout is truly appalling and disgusting. I was truly disgusted by that. That is manipulative, that is vile, and that is blatantly malevolent behavior. I don't give a fuck if Seth says that, oh, I have my own mental struggles. I don't give a fuck about that. We all have our fucking mental demons. That doesn't give you the right to fucking destroy someone's fucking life and make them want to fucking kill themselves every fucking day. That doesn't give you the right to verbally torment someone, use them, and push them so far that they want to fucking kill themselves. That's not an excuse for it. It's not. So I was really disturbed by that. And to go down the list of vile acts that Seth committed, let's start with the most heinous one. The pedophilia. Right? He would groom and also, ironically and simultaneously, verbally torment underage girls. One of them was on Keemstar's stream, right? And this one in particular, he tormented her so badly that it snowballed to her real life. At her own school, people would make fun of her, or one person in particular would make fun of her. So she could never fucking escape, right? At least if, your real life ain't connected to fucking Discord, you can just turn it off. But this was snowballing to her real life. And who was the catalyst for that? Seth the Programmer. Seth the Programmer harassed her. Sexually harassed her. And if you want to play semantics like Seth did, oh, that's not pedophilic in nature. If you sexually harass an underage individual, that is by definition pedophilic activity. That is pedophilic in nature. So yes, motherfucker, you are a pedophile. All the seemingly debate intellectual superiority that you pretend to have won't save you from that. It won't. So before I continue on any further, if you guys thought that this would be just some simple, monotone, and informative type of video, it's not. I should have gave that disclaimer earlier, but I'll do it now. I'll probably put it at the beginning of the video. But continuing on, this was very vile shit. Very vile. And on Keemstar's stream, he would just try to justify it and say, it's a joke, it's all edgy banter. Really? Really? Asking an underage girl to solicit explicit photos is a joke? That's a joke? You were joking about that? How do you joke about that? How do you ask a question like that to an underage girl in a joking manner? How? I saw the screenshots. In a court of law, a judge would laugh at your fucking ass if that was your defense. It would be an irrelevant defense. You want to talk about logical deduction? You want to talk about the validity of your claim? Anyone with a competent mind would laugh at the pathetic justification for your pedophilic behavior. They would fucking laugh at you. That's a fucking joke. You want to talk about what's a joke? That defense is a joke. That's a fucking joke. That's a joke. And you're a joke. The pedophilic activity is disgusting to me. I think any kind of pedophilia is just appalling, disgusting, and you need some fucking help if you have those kind of impulses. Period. You need some fucking help. So that's that, right? That's disgusting. We can all agree with that. Disgusting in nature. Now we go to the verbal torment of everybody else. Clyde, Chuck, the animators of Naruto versus Ichigo, etc. Now, to bring this all around, here's what really angers me besides the obvious disgusting pedophilic activity. What really angers me is how Seth would always sit on his high horse and try to paint this canvas that he's this god of intellectual superiority in the community, when he never even fucking edited his videos. He probably didn't even write most of his fucking scripts. But he wants to sit at the top of his glass tower and throw rocks at everybody else like we're fucking peasants. Like he's this fucking god amongst all men. He's gonna fucking belittle everyone that donates money to him. He's even gonna belittle the people that fucking made the videos for him to be able to pretend to be this fucking god when in reality, he's a fucking rat bitch. And another reason this really angers me is because, as you guys know, I analyze a lot of his content. Hundreds of fucking videos, and I would always give him props. I give him props hundreds of fucking times. Boy, was I played like a fucking fiddle. Just like many of you were, I'm sure. When in reality, this motherfucker is a lying fucking rat piece of shit. That's what he really is. That's what truly the fuck he is. So for him to fucking pretend to be this for fucking years, pay these guys penny to the fucking dollar, and fucking also verbally torment them on top of that and threaten to fucking destroy them if they turn on him is fucked up, man. That's some fucked up shit. Exploit their mental struggles? You have fucking guys going to fucking therapy because of you, Seth? You don't give a fuck about that? And when they fucking question him on Keemstar's live stream, all he has to say is, oh, as long as it doesn't ruin my career, I don't care what you call me. That's all you fucking care about? Are you fucking kidding me? You don't give a fuck about all the lives you fucked up. All the minds that you fucking destroyed because you have this position of power that you clearly don't fucking deserve. You clearly don't deserve that position of power, dude. No integrity. No accountability. Zero. Yeah, he said, oh yeah, I did it. But he doesn't account for the vileness in nature of his actions, right? On a Keemstar stream. Oh, it's all a joke. It's all a joke. Oh yeah, I was trying to get explicit photos from an underage girl because I was joking. Shut the fuck up. Be a fucking man about it. At least fucking own up to your shit, man. If you care so much about your fucking career, at least own up to it. That's the first step to fucking recovery, motherfucker. That's what you should have fucking done. This is truly, truly angering, man. Because there are guys in this community like myself that are trying to climb the mountain, right? They're trying to climb the mountain and trying to gain some respect, gain some success, build a legacy on the internet with their skills, with their talents, with their minds, right? They're trying so hard every day. Hours in the fucking lab, hours editing their shit, by the way, which Seth never fucking did for the most part, writing their own scripts, which Seth probably didn't do for the most part either. Guys do this are trying really fucking hard to make it. Look at Clyde. Perfect example, man. This guy worked years to build his platform, and he had it even worse because Seth fucked him over for years and threatened to fucking destroy him to the point where Clyde wanted to kill himself, and he had to fucking do something. So clearly he had it the worst, right? But everyone else, he's still downplaying everybody else, right? Because we're trying to make it genuinely. Yet Seth sits on his high horse acting like he earned this shit. Acting like he built this shit from scratch. Like he built this empire from scratch. He didn't build shit. He didn't build shit. Or at the very least, he didn't build the majority of his empire. I'll tell you that. He didn't. He certainly wouldn't have the amount of subscribers today if it weren't for Clyde and Chuck and all those other guys. Certainly not. So that really upsets me. It upsets me on a personal level because I gave this motherfucker props for fucking years in hundreds of fucking videos when in reality he's a fucking lying rat bitch and a fucked up person. So that's what really upsets me, man. I was played like a fucking fiddle, just like all you guys. So of course it's gonna hit home a little bit, but that's besides the point. This ain't about me, right? I'm just fucking angry about it, so I apologize for the emotional rant here. But I am upset by it, clearly. But going back to what I was saying, Seth just is very vile in nature. He's a very vile person. And for him to try to downplay that with his own mental struggles and it's all a joke, it's all edgelord shit, is pretty pathetic. For a guy that claims to have, you know, this blatant rhetorical superiority and always wins, it's kind of pathetic that he went that route. Own up to it. Don't try to downplay it with some shallow hedonism. Don't try to be this little rat weasel that tries to wiggle his way out of moral accountability. Don't do that shit. Take it on the fucking chin like a fucking man. That's what you should do. Be a fucking man about it. It was truly sad to see the stream with Keemstar. To see Seth spiral. To deteriorate. To crumble. Under all the pressure. Knowing that we know who the fuck he is now. It was truly saddening to see him spiral. Very light, ironically, very light Yagami-like. Very Aizen-like. Truly. It was truly saddening. And to see him shit talk Swag and Clyde and all these other guys, it's truly saddening. That's him spiraling, guys. That's him spiraling down this dark hole that he was already spiraling down. Right? With the only difference being now we know about that hole. Right? It was truly saddening. For the first time, I saw him fold. And I'm sure all you guys saw that. You saw him fold. Stumbling over his thoughts, stumbling over his words, systematically breaking down from the inside out, knowing that he's exposed, that we learned who he really is, that his pre-established system is destroyed and shattered and exposed to the world. He knows that. But I'll say this. With all that said, let's just hope Seth gets the help that he needs, because he clearly has a lot of demons in his closet. Let's hope that he gets all that fixed, or at least most of it, and who knows, maybe he'll disappear for a while. Let's hope that he does the right thing and doesn't try to come after Clyde or anything like that. Let's just hope for the best. Let's hope for the best here. And maybe see some sort of recovery. I'm not going to lie. For me personally, it's going to take a lot for me to see Seth in any kind of good light again. And it's going to have to be consistent improvement, right? I'm about to see, everyone make amends with him or at least forgive him. I'll have to see months of empirical evidence to suggest that he's improved as a person before I see him in good light. And I'm sure that's the case for most of you guys as well. So, yeah, folks, that's my thoughts on it, on the whole debacle here. Again, sorry for the emotional rant. It's just, it hits home knowing all the props I gave him over the years, all the hours I invested in the content and trying to pay respect to what I thought was his content, but in reality is not for the most part, right? So it hit home a little bit, and I've definitely had this anger built up for quite some time, learning of Seth's true nature. It's truly disappointing to learn the vile nature of Seth the Programmer. So it is truly disappointing to learn the true nature of Seth the Programmer. And for all of the guys that had to deal with him, I'm very sorry that you guys have to go through that. Clyde and the animators of Naruto and Ichigo, Chuck, Noodles, all you guys, I'm very sorry that you guys had to endure all those things. With Seth's seemingly narcissistic sociopathic behavior where he had this seemingly level of paranoia that was very extreme, right? Like, he was a live wire at all times, looking out for himself, trying to keep his image at an optimal level, right? That's what I learned from his behavior and from his profile, right? Looking at all the content, right? That the Google Doc as well that Clyde and whoever else was a part of. I believe that some guy named Abraham was on Keemstar's stream who wrote the document along with others. I read all that, plethora of evidence. Seth's own behavior, his own behavior, his own statements on Keemstar's stream, Clyde's video. I saw all of that. And of course, just Seth in general. Seth has a tendency to just kind of lash out when he feels threatened in any form or fashion. That's what I get from him. Again, I don't know him personally whatsoever. I never met the guy. I never talked to him personally. I've only seen him on videos and streams. That's all. Right? But from what I see, he has this tendency to impulsively lash out when he's threatened or he feels like his image could be possibly tarnished or threatened to an extent. Right? He definitely has this sort of OCD, narcissism, sociopathic behavior. He has that sort of complex, and clearly a God complex as well. I'm sure all you guys could easily smell that from a mile away, even just if you're a casual viewer of Seth. So, yeah, it sucks for those guys. I feel sorry for all you guys. I'm sorry that all you guys had to go through that. And listen, man, mental demons can be a hell of a battle, right? Clyde giving his story on his video, it's very sensitive information that I gave out. The mental torment that he went through in his own life and that being amplified by Seth's disgusting behavior. And, it's tough to deal with. And truthfully, I've seen it within the community. Guys that have these mental struggles, these mental demons that gnaw at them, that pick at them constantly. I would recommend, and again, I'm not a psychologist, but get some help, man. Get some help if it really is that bad. Find a hobby, go to the gym, something. Build some mental fortitude. Easier said than done, I'll admit. But, just walk in the positive direction. Don't stay in the darkness. Don't stay in the darkness and wallow there. Get some help. Talk to friends, your parents, a psychologist if you have to. Just do what you need to, and it gets better. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There's this famous philosopher. I don't want to butcher his name, but he says something along the lines of, "He who battles monsters and stares into the abyss too long has a chance of becoming one himself." Right? And that's a famous saying, but I believe that if you look into the darkness enough with the intention of overcoming it, I do think you see light at the end of the tunnel. I do. I truly believe that. And, if you're in a dark place, mentally, just grind it out, man. Easier said than done. You're going to have some dark days. You're going to have some dark days ahead of you. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is light at the end of that tunnel. There is. There has to be, right? The mind is a muscle. If you condition it to overcome these mental torments, these demons, the mind has to become more fortified, right? It has to become stronger. It just has to, and I've seen that. I've seen guys make a 180 in their lives, just having better habits, fighting the darkness, and coming out on the other side where there's light, right? So for anyone out there, I just want to put that in there because I know we're in a dark time and there's a dark cloud above the community right now, and any sort of light that I could shine, even if I'm not, obviously the size of some other guys' channels, I'll try my best. So get some help if you're in that sort of space, please. But yeah, folks, that's my reaction. Again, apologies for the emotional rant. It just hit home for me personally. I have been affiliated with a lot of Seth's content over the years. And lastly, I'll say, let this be a lesson to us all to try to have some integrity and stay as noble as possible in every interaction of daily life. Not just Discord, but beyond that. Try to be a good person, man. Try to be a good person. Try to help people feel better. I'm all for banter and, verbal clashing. I'm all for it. But don't let it consume you. Don't let that consume you to the point that your life starts to go downhill or to the point where you're ruining someone else's life. Just try to be a noble person, a good person, and things will go your way. Things will go your way. Because if you sit on your high horse with a gigantic ego and a God complex, well, you can clearly see what happens when you do that, right? We all see it now. So I think it's going to wrap it up, folks. That's my reaction, my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you think I went too hard on Seth? Did you think I went too soft on him? Did I not give him the benefit of the doubt on some things? You let me know. Again, any constructive criticism or any comments at all are always welcomed. But that's gonna wrap it up, folks. I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next video. This is J3 signing out. Peace.